Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to an extraordinary journey of devastation and elegance, where destruction takes on a refined form. Today, we delve into the realm of the despair Incarnon, a weapon that delivers annihilation with a touch of finesse. I am your guide through this symphony of destruction, so tuck in and enjoy the ride. For the despair, I had but two goals. Charge it as quickly and consistently as possible, and to see as many explosions on screen as I can get. So, let's start by looking at the evolutions I have picked out. Please note that this is set up to fit my preferences, and if yours are different, then change them up as necessary. Since this is for a generalized setup, I've opted for the Fatal Affliction evolution. If you have a specific build where you can use the Stalker's Vendetta, then by all means. But Fatal Affliction works regardless of your loadout. Fatal Affliction grants the Despair a default condition overload effect, and boosts damage based on the number of statuses afflicting the target. For the third evolution, it's up to you, whether you want faster reload or projectile speed. Here, I chose projectile speed. As the Despair is a thrown weapon, the reload speed is already quite fast, and the main goal is to simply charge up the Incarnon form as fast and as often as possible. Now, here's where we will see the largest difference in preference. If you want to go status, or with a hybrid critical status setup, then the first two options are more your speed. I opted for critical parallel, which gives an increase to critical chance and damage. Alright, next up we will be discussing the mod setup I use. I will be talking about which mods I use and for what reasons. In the background, I will have a video of the comparison between the setups with and without primed mods on Steel Path Conjunction Survival. The full mod list will be available in the description below for your convenience. Alright, before we continue, I have to admit something. Thanks to the Incarnon Genesis weapons, I'm now a bit of a critical addict, and the Despair is no exception. Now, this build expects that you have access to Galvanized mods, since you have to be able to complete the circuit on the Steel Path to even acquire the Genesis adapter. Alright, from the top. Galvanized Diffusion, a strict upgrade to Barrel Diffusion. Galvanized Shot, since this weapon already benefits from a similar effect. This was an obvious choice to get more damage. Creeping Bullseye. Simply put, gives you 200% increased critical chance, giving this weapon the ability to orange crit at the cost of fire rate. Lethal Torrent. Multi-shot and fire rate. Target Cracker. More critical damage. Alright, now we will get into potentially controversial territory. Heated Charge is the only elemental mod in this setup. I know there are those who favor adding viral or other elements to the setup. No problem, simply replace the following mods. Anemic Agility. Give up on damage for fire rate. This will allow you to paint the area in blooming explosions, and quickly recharge the Incarnon form. Hollow Point. More crit damage for less normal damage. Since I cannot fit another elemental mod without replacing another, I simply chose this. For the arcane, I chose Cascadia Flare, since the only element I'm using is heat. It provides a great amount of damage without needing to kill any targets. Of course, if Cascadia Flare isn't an option for you, then any of the other arcanes, like Secondary Deadhead or Secondary Merciless, will do just fine. Generally, this weapon can handle Steel Path quite easily on its own, but it can be further enhanced by your choice of Warframe. If you want damage buffs, Saren, Grendel, Gyre, and so on. If crit is more your game, Yoreli, Zephyr, and Harrow are great choices. So, the Despair can handle large groups of foes with relative ease, but it may struggle against tankier foes. And the Incarnon form only has a magazine capacity of 20 shots. If you have the weapon, I do recommend giving the Incarnon a shot. It definitely will not disappoint. The only problematic part of this weapon is its rarity, as it only drops from the Stalker at an abysmal rate of 5.53%, or 2.77 with the Shadow Stalker. If you have made it this far, thank you for watching my video. If you have other weapons or builds you'd like me to cover, please leave a comment. I read every single one. If you liked my video, please like the video. Otherwise, please subscribe to my channel. It would help a lot. Anywho, I hope you have a wonderful day. Ta-ta for now.